And we are live. What is up,
Love me.
Thank you. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, a real American, back in with a new stream. And that is right, we are live on this beautiful May 13th, 2026. I hope everyone's having a great day. I'm having a great day myself. And as you can tell, we're joined by Mr. Tyrone, Mr. Real Text and Politics, and Mr. Luke,
Hello.
the usual suspects. So,
what's going on? It's me, Ayatollah.
Yeah.
I'm the Ayatollah of the rap streams, dude.
Yeah, so we have a lot to talk about today, namely as it pertains to redistricting and Thomas Massie. There's a lot going on with that front, of course. It's the usual suspects. We got a lot to talk about today. It's kind of hilarious what's going on today. But before we get into it, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. All great ways to support the daily content. And if you want to support the channel even further, you can send super chats. Again, I'll read through as much chat as possible, but usually super chats are the best way to get your questions answered. And we already got a super chat. K-Cup for 2. Why is Trump in China again? Sorry, out of the loop. He's trying to get some deals done.
Business deals.
Yeah, that's a big thing. And Iran stuff. That's kind of the other big thing.
Complicated business.
Yeah, basically. So, yeah, we have a lot to talk about today. Where do we even start with today? It's been a very eventful day. I don't know where we start. I guess we could start with the Thomas Massie.
The Qantas poll. Oh yeah,
Yeah, let's just get into the Qantas poll. Let's rip the Band-Aid off because
Thomas Massie supporters are like actually troons.
Well, yeah. Yeah, so let's just get into it. Let me pull this up. Make sure this is correct. There we go.
They are actively trooning out as we speak.
Yeah. So Qantas Insights, a very good pollster. Let's be clear that the shit that Bears and others are pushing, this is absurd. Qantas Insights is one of the best pollsters out there. They were phenomenal in 2024. Mm. I know the guys. They're transparent about their information. They know what they're doing. This crap.
No, they don't have Massie up by 50, so it's wrong.
Yeah, it's stupid. I'm having a brain fart. But yeah, so Qantas Insights, they released a brand new poll a little while ago, and they have Ed Gulrain surging. And they have him up by 5 points, and with leaners, he's up by 8. So
undecided's probably coming home to Trump.
Yeah. That's kind of the big story here, where Ed Gulrain not only is surged, but the leaners, they're overwhelmingly backing Gulrain over Massie by over 30 points.
Also, this poll was before the Massie scandal, and yes, there's a Massie scandal.
Yeah.
Big scandal.
It's a pretty big scandal, and it kind of
Massie lose. I'm gonna get $50 if he loses.
It kind of puts it to light the Epstein stuff. It makes you really wonder: was he deflecting and projecting the entire time? Like,
yes.
For those that don't know, it came out from, I think it was Axios that reported or confirmed it, that he had a very bad relationship with a woman a couple months after his wife died, and there's hush money involved. He got her in an office somewhere. It's pretty bad. But I don't know.
Pretty bad.
Yeah. Marcus Holiday for 5. Is it just me, or did Steven make, I have no clue who talked with Steven. Look really bad during their debates.
What?
Oh, Stephen. Yeah, I get your talk about us. Fuentes and Colbert. No, that's Colbert. Good Lord. Crowder. Yeah, Crowder. I didn't really watch a debate. I did hear that there were some weird talking points. Again, I did not really watch it, but
I know Nick claimed they have a 2028 candidate.
I saw that.
That was revealed today to be Beardson Beardley, by the way. Is this like
seriously?
Streamer. Yes.
They have a 2028 wait.
Yeah, he was talking about how he was going to be a big candidate. Yeah, it was Beardson, this like autistic like gaming streamer who's in like it's a joke.
Yeah.
Dude.
For president, like is he like an independent candidate for president?
No, for a Republican candidate for the primaries.
Oh yeah. Jacko Max for 5. I didn't expect much from KIV, but Landry only drawing out 1 Democrat seat in Louisiana is ridiculous. South Carolina is ridiculous too. Republicans, the state senates are stupid. We'll get to the Republican stuff in a second because that just
we got our map revealed in Louisiana. Yeah, we did get our map revealed in Louisiana, but let's stick with Massie for right now
because Massie's the funny story. Because
also in the poll, so I don't know if you can show the entire crosstabs.
Yeah, so let me pull this up. Actually, I can zoom. I can pull this up. So, I don't think I really can. Actually, I can do my age. I can pull up the age one. Yeah, right here. So this is kind of the
Yeah, I mean, the age one isn't really surprising. Massey's doing well with young voters. Galren's doing better with older voters.
yeah. I
That
really
was
can't pull
always
the
going to be. That was
crosstabs.
always expected.
Yeah, I really can't pull up the crosstabs.
Well, can you pull up the one that showed it by gender?
Oh yeah, we gotta pull that up. Oh my gosh, I got a good laugh out of this.
So Massey's up with men. He's up with men. Galren's up with women. I'm guessing the women sample is a little older, and maybe the male sample's a little younger, which
okay,
probably
right
makes
here.
sense.
So
The Freud sample.
Yes, I found I found it. So they
the big story here is is Massie is up by 100 with non-binary.
And of course, there's only one respondent. Obviously, it's a Republican primary.
Yes, so that means there is a non-binary, I guess, Republican vote. I haven't. If I had to guess, this one was probably like a non-binary that registered with Republican just to vote for Massie.
Probably, but yeah, they just cut some of the crosstabs, and guys, it's fucking over for Massie. He is getting obliterated with old people. And there's a weird thing going on with like Bears and stuff. Guys, Republican primaries, especially in Kentucky, are extremely old. I have no clue.
People in general are the primary electorate, like on a nationwide level. I mean, okay, and even in Kentucky, like suburban Cincinnati, Covington, I would imagine there's not going to be that many young primary voters. I mean, I know there's like a college town in the area, but it's like a smaller one, Highland Heights. Because I know
you do got the suburbs of Cincy in Massey's district. You do got the suburbs of Cincy, but that's about it.
Well, I know that'll probably have some younger voters. If I had to guess, Massey's best area will probably be the area around Northern Kentucky University, because that's going to be a lot of the student voters.
Yeah, so look at this.
Actually, even in a lot of them are probably like commuters, so they're probably just all over the place.
So, of course, Thomas Massie's winning young people by a bunch. That's not a surprise. The big story is Ed Galren's winning old people by just as much. He is winning 75 plus by 33 points. 66 to 75.
6-7.
Gosh. He's up by 34. 56 to 65. He's up by 18. Even middle-aged voters are roughly
even then you got to look. There's really not very many. Barely any of the sample is under the age of 35,
and that's the fucking problem here. These morons. Well, they're just lying at this point. They're just completely lying about the electorate, guys. Old people.
Barris and Barnes. They think that the primary electorate is going to be overwhelmingly young because it's Massie.
Yeah, guys. Historically, old people are the ones that vote in midterms, especially in midterm primaries. Hell, even in generals, we've gone over this a million times now. America First Insight, they made a graph 100 times now showing no, young people are not this huge swath of the electorate like some people think it is. It's old people. That's how you win primaries. You don't win by doing good with young people. You just don't. I'm getting so sick and tired of this. And now they're basically claiming that Qantas faked the poll. Did you guys see that?
No.
Yeah, it's not like Barris is faking polls showing Massie up by 40 points in the primary.
They are
probably up by 90 with like the 18 to 29 demographic or something.
They're not only alleging it's fake, they're just making up parts of the poll. Completely making up swaths of what the poll actually showed. For example, let me pull up what because Qantas Insights had to put out a statement on this because they were getting so much shit from the Massie shills and Rich Bears and Barnes.
The Massie's nasties, the sassies with Massies.
Yeah, so they're getting so much shit now, and this is absurd. These same bums, not even a month ago, were worshipping Qantas Insights because they had Massie up by a couple points. Now it's fake. Now their poll's fake because they have Massie winning or losing. So the main claim of the that Barris and Barnes are pushing is they're claiming that the poll was 55% boomer, which keep that in mind, by the way. They're claiming the sample is like 55% boomers, silent generation, etc. Okay. Well, you know what the problem is with that theory?
What's the problem?
They released a crosstabs, and only 40% of the sample is 65 or older. Yeah.
Yeah, that's also that's only like maybe 20% of the sample that's like millennial or younger.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But no, Barris is claiming that the sample is 55% boomer, but in reality, no, it was only 40%. So they're actually lying about what the poll actually showed to just discredit it completely. Make it up, pretend that's what the poll said, and call it a day. And the sycophants will say, it's 55% old people, it's fake news, you're paid off by the White House. I'm seeing that now. Qantas Insights. Yeah. The Qantas Insights got paid off by James Blair. We got paid off by frickin' Susie Wiles or whatever. It just, wow.
Or Israel.
Yeah. Guys, they put out a statement clarifying this. That claim is simply wrong. Our age segment tracks our benchmark GOP primary electorate, where older voters make up a large share of the expected turnout, universal, but not 55%. So they're just lying. They're just like, they're not even like saying it's a fake poll. They're actually lying about what they're saying in it, which is just wild. But chance raising for 10. Mass holes, by the way. You guys talk about that scandal Massie got caught in. Only good guy in Congress, my ass. Also, betting odds are crazy for him right now. He's done. That scandal from Axios. And let's be clear, I'm not saying that Massie, like, I'm not saying did anything illegal per se.
I'm saying Thomas Massie did multiple things illegal and should be criminally investigated by Luna and the rest of the House Oversight
There
Committee.
should be investigations because what a hypocritical piece of shit. This guy.
Even if he did nothing illegal, he has done multiple things that are more or less a total assassination of his character, but committed only and done only by himself, that he is solely responsible for at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, his whole thing is he's the best man in Congress. He's respectable.
He's the real principled conservative in Congress. That's why he's worked with the squad on literally everything and has basically voted against everything Trump has done.
He's paying off, like, he's
the only Republican he's the only Republican not bought out by Israel, but he is bought out by Pakistan.
Well, you look who's donated to him. It's really a Zionist, and like, you're not wrong, but anyways, simple logic for 5. Notice how dorks like Massie, who couldn't get chicks in their 20s, turn into total scumbags the moment they get some clout, dirty cheater. Well, again, like, I'm not going to really allege the whole, like, his wife died. I'm not going to get into conspiracy stuff, but guys, the whole thing with, like, his wife is sketchy as hell. I'm not alleging anything. I'm not saying he killed her or whatever, but
I'm saying Thomas Massie murdered his wife.
No, no.
In Minecraft.
I am saying everything that could possibly slander him. I hate the man.
Well, I mean,
today I will lie.
Oh gosh, but it's like, you look at what he said. Like, remember, has he released the Epstein list yet?
No.
Dude, Will Chamberlain's been right for 3 months now. Where's the freaking list?
No, the files weren't released because they didn't have Trump on them.
Yeah. It's insane.
That's what people unironically believe, by the way.
All right. I remember Barris. This is a good point, but Tomato in chat. I remember Barris interviewing the guy Qantas and praising him for entering the poll business. Qantas took a lot of inspiration from him and worked with him. Now Barris is attacking him. Yeah, he's attacking everybody. I can literally confirm that.
Barris is sassy with Massie. That's basically all it is.
He got freaking paid off.
Massie. He's Carlson. He's a Carlson Massie 28er.
Nice. Yeah.
And all
remember,
sorts of
guys,
other stuff.
That's gonna get more votes than Ross Pro did. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But guys, look it up. There's more coming up with the Barris stuff. He's full of shit.
I'm sure that the two guys who were on record calling the most popular Republican in history since Reagan a pedophile and a rapist and all these other things are going to win more than fucking more than the third party candidate from the
Yeah.
90s. Yeah, I'm sure that's absolutely going to happen.
They're not just going to do better than Ross Perot. They're going to do better than Theodore Roosevelt in 1912.
They're going to win all these states. K-Dog for 5. Did y'all hear that McMaster actually grew his pair and plans to call a special session? Yep, that's been confirmed by Mace and a few others. So
yeah, South Carolina's going to redraw.
Yeah, they're going to redraw.
But anyways.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, this whole thing with it's absurd. And this is a good point for somebody in chat. Barnes is blackpilling because he's a professional gambler. He's pushed the odds so he could bet the other way. Don't be one bit surprised if he does that. Just
Richard
wait.
Richard Barris and Robert Barnes are groypers. End of story. They are groypers.
Chance Strazik for 5, and he's a big drama queen. He said if he loses his primary, it'll be one of the biggest mistakes the country's ever made. Literal insanity. Does anybody outside of Kentucky even care about Massie? Outside of Democrats?
If they're terminally online, yeah. But
I'm not including the terminally online people are Democrats. Seriously. Does anybody actually give a shit? Yeah, it's just nobody gives a shit about Tom. He's gonna lose by 20 or what? Maybe not 20, but we'll see. He's gonna get crushed or whatever on next Tuesday. Maybe he still wins. I don't think so, but when he eventually win, when he goes down, people are gonna forget he exists in a month, if that. Remember what happened to Liz Cheney? People immediately forgot she existed. So
and now she's basically a partisan Democrat.
Yeah, and nobody gives a shit though.
Kamala Harris does, but
and at least Liz Cheney actually had a reason to do what she did because Trump insulted her dad. Massie did this to himself.
Yeah,
like I will say, Cheney did her shit for like reasons related to family, which are perfectly understandable.
Well, not just that, but like, I still don't even get the crash out from Massie. It's like, dude, you did this to yourself. All you had to do.
It's because Trump is a slave to Israel and whatever.
Well, he knew that if he had to do this to somehow win, and well, how's that looking? It looks like he's screwed, but man,
if Kentucky was an open primary state, I mean that would probably
that's a different story, but it's not. But they're claiming it is. All these people are magically registering to vote. That's their cope now. The registrations guys are very young. Okay. So
okay, I don't doubt there's probably some Democrats that are registering as Republicans just to vote for him, but I don't think it's going to matter much at the end of the day.
Yeah. Massie true now for free. Cheney at least true now because of her poor shot of a father. Oh, that's a good one. But yeah, it's like he's going to end up like Liz Cheney in a month. Or I would say actually MTG. Nobody cares about MTG now. In fact,
MTG and MTG moved to Costa Rica.
Yeah.
MTG literally ripped off her constituents, made a fucking shit fit, got a bunch of money from Democrats over the Epstein files, and then retired to Costa Rica with the dude she married after.
And now she's starting
on her husband.
And now she's like insulting and starting a shit fest with like Benny Johnson at Turning Point. I don't think it's a good idea, but
again, she cheated on her husband just so she could go fucking move to Costa. Marjorie Taylor Greene is one of the biggest pieces of shit to ever have served in the modern day House of Representatives. Yeah. She sold her constituents out. She was completely fine with taking Democrat money. Oh my goodness gracious, that is a factory strider. Oh no.
He's played Helldivers, by the way, but
yeah. Fucking factory striders.
K-Cup for 5.
Box engines.
Massie has to be politically defeated so much of registers as an earthquake. Make it so that even everyone associated with him feel it as well. I think he's get crushed. I have this weird feeling he's get crushed. I could be wrong about that because it is a primary. We turn out to be wacky. I just got this sick feeling after next Tuesday. A lot of these people are going to magically vanish from the discourse. Just watch. Just fucking watch. Eric for 5. Funny how the same people attacking Erica Kirk say that questioning Massie's marriage is off limits and all the accusations are automatically fake. Yeah, funny how that works. So these same assholes can allege, oh, Erica Kirk and the Egyptians killed Charlie Kirk. But no, Don't ask about about Thomas Massie's hush fund, which Axios has confirmed is real. That's actually a real thing. It's from Victoria Spart's office, but he was involved with it. He knew her, and he has not been able to refute anything. So, yeah, that's the issue with Massie right now. But yeah, you can't question that, but you could question Erica Kirk killed Charlie Kirk with the Egyptians and the
Remember, you can
beekeepers.
no, you could question that one of Trump's most influential and consequential prodigal sons. Like you could say that here that all of these people murdered, but no, you can't question these people on the Epstein files or their own personal things. No, you can't. You can't, bro. You can't, bro. Please
Can't do
stop,
it,
bro. Stop digging. Stop digging, please.
Gosh.
Stop digging.
American Nerd for 2. Hey, Rap, what did I miss? We talked about the Massie primary. I think he's gonna go down, but we'll see.
Barris is coping. Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah,
Barris is coping. Wow, it's an average Wednesday, but
Tyrone, I have a hilarious post.
I keep forgetting to post it. I'm sorry.
You should do it like a week before the primary.
So like this week.
Yeah, do it. You can do it, but like do it before the primary. It's like it is actually really funny. But yeah, hopefully it goes viral and hopefully it becomes a rallying cry against Massie, who is an absolute hypocrite and a piece of garbage. Even if I agreed with him, I would just not like him on a personal level because he's a hypocrite. He falsely accused people of being, associated with Epstein, and he's refused to apologize. And now he's apparently paid hush money to someone, which normally I'd say wait for the facts to come out. But given how eager he is to accuse other people of being, certain, I don't know if I can repeat the word on the stream, but it rhymes with PDF. I don't feel any sympathy for him.
Yeah,
Fuck him. I hope Ed Gowron, I hope Massie loses so badly. He becomes like the new Liz Cheney.
I'm not even I'm not even saying I'm a fan of Ed Gowron. I've been clear about that. I'm not a big fan of him. I just think you can't deal with Thomas Massie anymore. I'm sick of this guy. What does he bring to the table?
Principled libertarian conservatism.
Nobody's been able to debunk
grandstanding.
Nobody's been able to debunk what America First Insight posted. Nobody, not a single one of these people, because they know he's right. But no, they have. It's Israel. It's freaking the Martians and shit. Anyways, Builder Shed for 5. Libertarians.
It's the fucking Martians now, bro.
Yeah, no, they're working that point. Trust me, the Martians killed Kirk. Builder Shed for 5. Libertarians try not to commit / legalize sex crimes challenge very hard. That's real. Chancellor Isaac for 5. The same people who say Massie 28 hate on TPUSA and Erica. Yeah, good luck winning the presidency without these people on your side. Yeah, Turning Point I thought was to be weaker, but you could argue they're probably stronger now, which is just crazy to suggest, but we'll see, I guess, later this year. Random Polish guy for 5. People online are now coping, saying if he loses his district, it becomes a toss-up. Also, will he become Adam Kinzinger of this Congress session? Oh, he will. But yeah, I saw it. Bears and Barnes are now saying this is a toss-up if Massie loses his primary. It's a toss-up now.
It's more likely to be a toss-up if Massie wins his primary.
Yeah.
If any.
I would argue that.
If he wins his primary, he'd still win the general, but not by as much.
A lot of voters would not vote for him.
Yeah, I mean, I would not vote for him.
It's bullshit. It is complete and total bullshit.
Bro, I'd crawl over hot coals and broken glass, ass naked, for 5 country miles just to vote against Thomas Massie.
Yeah. President Gilbert getting up for 5. Thomas Massie, what do you bring to the table? I am the table. He literally brings nothing. I don't get what the appeal of Massie is. You like libertarian types? Okay. Just be a Ron Paul type then.
Rand Paul.
Speaking of Rand Paul.
His son said something stupid, which I'm not going to pin on him, to be honest, but I don't hate Rand Paul. I think Rand Paul has his issues, but I don't dislike the guy. I just think he's a little weird. But
we got to talk about Rand Paul, though.
I can still tolerate Rand Paul. I cannot tolerate Massie.
The difference is Rand Paul is just genuinely autistic. Like, that's the thing. Rand Paul is an autist. He's not evil. He's not malicious. He's just an autist. And he comes by it honestly because he's his father's son. He is 100% a member of the Paul clan.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, Rand Paul's son said some really bad stuff about Michael Lawler to his face, and he was drunk as shit. And I want to be clear about one thing. Michael Lawler is Catholic, by the way. He's not Jewish.
Yeah, he's like Italian, Irish Catholic, not Jewish. But he's from New York. So they're all the same.
Rand Paul's son called him a Jew.
And a lot of other bad stuff. We're not going to get into what he said exactly, but hey, Rand Paul, good luck. You want to run for president? Go ahead. Sure.
That's going to be Nate. That'll be Nate Morris's seat in 2020.
Yeah, it's going to be Nate Morris. Hey, by the way, Nate Morris, you played ball. Congratulations. You get a free Senate seat. Unless something crazy happens. Man, who would have thought being a team player with Trump actually works?
Has Rand Paul said anything about the incident? Any statement?
Wait,
no.
You know what? You know what is fucking insane to me, and I'm going to say this because it's worth bearing repeating. I don't know if you guys saw. Did you guys see the video of like all the Chinese soldiers and diplomats rolling out a literal red carpet for Trump?
Yeah,
when he
I saw
was landing?
that.
It blows my mind that we are 10 years into Trump being an elected official, and the only people who have still not figured out how to get what they want from Trump is the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
All the Democrats have to do is like praise Trump, and they can.
All they have to do is kiss his fucking ass. Literally, all you have to do is kiss that man's ass.
Yeah.
Not even publicly. They can just do it privately, and publicly they're like, "Oh yeah." And I think Trump understands. It's like, I think like in his meeting with Mamdani, like Trump was like, "Oh yeah, you can say whatever you want about me publicly, but privately you gotta kiss my ass." And that's basically what Mamdani. That's what Mamdani does. That's why Trump doesn't hate on Mamdani, even though Mamdani deserves it. He's like bankrupt in New York City.
But no, he has surplus in New York now. He has a surplus according to him. But
the funniest thing about Mamdani is like he is a gay race communist at heart, but he's just fundamentally incompetent.
Yeah,
and kind of bad at his job. It's honestly like lamer than I expected. Like right wingers when he was elected, we expected like full gay race communism, and instead we're just getting like not even, which is good, but we're just getting like diet like lame socialism. Like he's not even good at being at being a far leftist. He's just kind of lame, which is probably good, but it's also kind of if you're a right winger who wants to make content off of this, it's almost kind of disappointing, if you get what I mean.
Yeah,
he's just being a New Yorker.
Yeah, Eric for Ted. If Massie was principled, he never would have endorsed DeSantis when he flew to Israel to sign laws, that he never would have voted to suspend a debt ceiling. Principled my ass, he only hates Trump. Yeah, it's really just Orange Man bad. How to fuck with Trump? That's how he wins. That's his entire philosophy, and that's my issue with him. Again, be a libertarian. I think you're garbage on the issues, but if you're gonna actually try to work with us, if you're gonna try to actually work with Republicans to pass stuff, I don't care. When you're playing these games of no, we can't do anything with the big beautiful bill because of the debt. But by the way, I suspended the debt ceiling. My vote is the main reason the debt ceiling got suspended. Yeah, you're full of shit. Okay, so I think it's time we change subjects. We talk about the Massie stuff. I think he's screwed next Tuesday. We shall see, of course. But I really want to delve into this article from CNN a little while ago, and it's about Hakeem Jeffries and the Democrat response to redistricting. And this is the article headline. Hakeem Jeffries wants to redraw House maps from Oregon and New York. He is willing to take on Democrats to do it. Notice what it says here. He is willing to take on Democrats. And you actually read part of this article. I got to find the exact part. But apparently, we got to find it. Let me find the part here. Somebody say something. Why don't I try to look for this?
I did.
Sir. Sir. Okay, stop.
You told me to...
Oh,
so
gosh.
true.
American North for 10. Massie, even Rand Paul has got me to hate libertarianism as a whole. It doesn't have to do anything with America. The only libertarians I have respect for are Ron Paul and Clint Eastwood. Well, Clint
I
Eastwood
don't
was a
have respect
boomer.
for Ron Paul anymore because he just fundamentally doesn't understand the state of the world.
Yeah.
And I have respect for what Ron Paul did, but Ron Paul, as he is today, is not the hot shit he used to be, and people are better off recognizing this.
Yeah. Simple logic for 2. Trump is pretty much Karl Franz from Warhammer. Don't know about that. Okay, so I finally found the part. Good Lord, I found it. So this is a part that I think I really want to talk about because, again, everybody talks about the Republican Civil War. Like, guys, the Republican Civil War, it's brutal. Everybody hates each other, which is kind of true, I guess. But why are people ignoring what's going on the left right now? Because let me pull this up.
Because
Right,
the left has to put up this mirage that they're a united front, or
right
else
here.
they just shit the bed entirely.
Behind the scenes, the House Minority Leader's allies are preparing a messaging push against any Democrat who stands in the way of gerrymandering, insisting that only real Democrats are willing to fight, according to one person close to Jeffries. Some of the ideas kicked around by Democrats speak to the anger within the party. One lawmaker has been in early talks with potential delegates at a future Democrat convention on trying to prevent any blue state leaders who can't get a new map passed from getting a speaker slot. And for those already in office, primary challenges aren't off the table, multiple sources said. You know what this essentially means?
Yeah, what?
The Democrats are about to have a shit show in the next 2 years in
Yeah,
primaries.
you want to? Yeah, it's like what I've been saying.
Yeah.
It's like what we've all been saying on stream. All these ethnic black seats and Asian seats and whatnot, the seats that stand from racial gerrymandering, so they can continue to reinforce their ethnic fucking interests in the House and the party as a whole, like with Clyburn with the South Carolina Dems. That shit's going away. They're going to be replaced by crazy suburban white libs.
Yeah. But this is what's going on in the Democrat Party. This is a big deal because it just speaks of desperation. Because even though this should be a Democrat year, with the economy not being great, Trump's approval being below water, there is still a serious chance they lose the House and the Senate. Which, if they actually lose the House and the Senate, we'll see if we get to that point, but it'd be hilarious. But yeah, they of course talk about the ideas being floated around to fix for quote unquote fix Virginia, including replacing the entire state Supreme Court and reinstating the map voters approved. Though most of the focus was on how to defeat Republicans in the current map. So basically, they're not gonna fuck around with Virginia because they know, oh, if we try to do anything in Virginia, we're gonna get crushed. So, all right. I am Battlefield for 2. Someone sounded like Jeffy from SML. Oh, God. President Gilbert getting up for 10. Mamdani's literally like a neoliberal with light socialism, and his incompetence shows. At this point, it's really bad to say he's a neoliberal. Then again, liberal and socialist go hand in hand. I mean, I hate when people say liberal and socialist because, like, just a generic term now, but I don't know.
It's like 2010 Fox News.
Yeah,
No,
the
the funniest thing about
socialists are taking over.
the funniest thing about Mamdani is so many like conservatives, especially like kind of really pro-Israel types, were convinced he would be like a radical Islamist. And I'm not saying he doesn't have like actual like basically Islamic terrorists, like sympathizers on his staff, but he himself like isn't really about that even. Like he's not really like a radical Muslim. He's just very incompetent, like liberal. Like that's it. He's that's who he is. He's a Muslim, sort of Muslim immigrant who assimilated into libtardism.
Yeah.
And we're seeing the results.
Not Americanism, libtardism.
Yeah, like Obamaism.
Yeah. Jacko Max for 5. We are getting our schism oh, good Lord. We are getting our schism is out of the way in 26. Seems like Democrats are stretching to 2028. Doesn't bode well, especially when they get a Harris repeat. Well, that's the whole point of this. Like, I really think the quote unquote schism on the right, which I think still overblown significantly. I think it's going to be done by the end of the year. I think, hell, by the end of September, I think this shit's going to end. I just don't think people are going to keep going on with the fact that, oh, guys, the Republican Civil War, we must vote Democrat. I don't think they're going to keep up with that. But yeah, Democrats, it's like they've had this problem for years and they refuse to address it. And now they're going to make it even worse. Because guess what? Some of these states, they literally can't redraw. New York, for example, don't they have that bullshit commission in New York?
Yep.
In New Jersey, same thing. Yes, you got a referendum. It's a long process. It may not even pass. So what happens if the referendum fails in like New York? What happens? You're going to say no. Kathy Hochul, or who's another top Democrat in New York?
Letitia James.
Yeah, Letitia James. You can't speak at the convention because you did not get it passed. This is a stupid strategy. It's not like Republicans where most of these states we could pass it easily. Democrats, they can't.
Oh,
They
that might
screw
even include
themselves
Chuck.
over.
By the way, that might even include Chuck Schumer.
That's a good point. American Noted for 10. Through to the SAVE Act. We don't have the votes to get rid of the filibuster. We had a very spirited debate. I made more speeches on the floor in support of the SAVE Act than any other senator. Oh, you suck. I get you don't got
Who
the
said
votes. John Thune.
Oh, yeah. Save Act. It's not happening.
Dude, you were a whip for a while. What votes you whipping at this point? Seriously, like,
Nay.
gosh,
Very
basically.
true.
American Noted for 2. By the way, did y'all see Trump's Fed chair is confirmed? Yeah, I hope he does a good job.
Mm-hmm.
He's in a really shitty position, but we'll see. Rowdy
Anything
Ralph.
else from American Nerd?
Yeah, Rowdy Ralph for 3. Just realized JD's son is also named Vivek. Well, that's kind of a meme, but
He's named after Vivek Ramaswamy.
no, he's not. No, he's not. Prince is writer for 2. Bear said GOP's doomed because Nebraska primary. I saw that. Guys, we're losing Nebraska now because the primary.
Mm-hmm.
I did see that. It never ends, these people. But yeah, so in the same article of CNN, I'm not going to read the entire thing. There is one point that does really, like, outside of the primary thing, this part right here is also important because we've gone over this a million times that even if they could in a state like New York or New Jersey redraw, you know what the biggest hurdle for Democrats is to redraw? Their own base.
Yeah.
Black voters.
People.
Black voters. This is the fucking problem right here. But the race to cut Democrat seats, districts in red states has raised fears among some black legislators that their political power faces significant erosion in the years ahead. Leaders of the Congressional Black Caucus have said that as many as 19 of the 62 seats they hold in Congress could be at risk in the redistricting push from Republicans. Blah, blah, blah. New York Democrat Representative Clark, who chairs a caucus, said securing as many Democrat seats as possible remains paramount, even if that risks diluting some majority minority districts in blue states in the short term. Yeah, that's not going to fucking pass. Fuck no. That's not going to happen. So their whole copium is, guys, we just got to dilute our own voters. You know what's going to happen when you guys do that, right? You know who's going to win those seats?
White people.
Crazy suburban white women. That's kind of that's the Democrat base
that's
now.
that's kind of who the Democrats prefer anyways.
Yeah, basically. She emphasized that members in the Congressional Black Caucus represent a diverse range of districts, including some not shaped by the Voting Rights Act or those with a majority black populations. Bullshit. Basically, everybody in that caucus is in a majority black seat. That's horse shit. To even suggest, no, we can dilute our votes. No, you can't. What do you think's going to happen? In New York, you split up these districts. How do you think that's going to go? How do you think that's going to fucking go? Not too good, I don't think, but...
No.
No. But it's like, they're so delusional. Like, there are, like, the top leadership people, they actually think that's what the people want. What do you think's going to happen in Chicago? What, do you really think
chip?
What?
Computer chip.
Yeah. But even that,
Computer
I mean,
chip.
the copium now is, hey, guys, if we like do oh my God, what's it called when the districts have to say like, connected? What's it called again?
Continuity.
Yeah. There's now a push to like say, no, these districts don't have to be continuity or whatever.
Continuous,
excuse me. They don't have to be continuous. We can actually splice it up. I'm not even joking. So good luck with that. But
guys, he's not joking. He's actually serious.
Yeah. DB for 2. Is it confirmed that internals had Massie down? Yeah. Jacko Max for 2. DOJ was talking about lawsuits against unfair maps. Well, yeah, they're gonna sue. They've already sued California
I'm going to sue Illinois.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't get, they really want to go to the Supreme Court again and get their ass handed to them again? I don't think it's a good idea, but that's what they're pushing here. They really think that this is going to work. I don't know. What do you guys think about the redistricting push by Democrats and how basically if you don't redraw, you're gone?
It's a death rattle it's a death rattle by the minority groups that have a self-interest that don't realize this is going to hurt them.
It's not going to happen except for maybe Colorado, or
they can't even do Colorado. They need 55% of the vote.
Well, they're not going to be able to do it then.
They have nowhere to go.
Maybe for 2028, I guess, not for this time.
No, I mean, because okay, New York and New Jersey, they have commissions. They need a constitutional amendment. Those could pass, but even in New Jersey, there's top legislators saying, "Fuck no, we're not doing this."
Yeah, because they would have to split up. They'd have to split Newark and Jersey City like a dozen.
That's what I'm trying to get at. When they get to that point, they don't have to worry about this in like California. They don't have this problem there. They do in New York and New Jersey.
Holy shit! Hold up, wait. Look at this. Look at this.
What?
So the VRA not only affects congressional. Bro, we can hear that shit. All right, hold up, Marat. Pull this up on the Streamlord what I just posted.
Yeah, what is this? Ooh, hold on here. You want to know the other reason why Democrats are in a panic about the redistricting stuff? This right here.
State legislatures.
Because a VRA also impacts state legislators. Look at this. The VRA ruling not only impacts congressional districts, but also state legislators. Most other chambers are safe are, but Georgia currently has 96 Trump seats and 84 Harris seats. The tipping point's only Trump plus 8. My new map is 107 Republican seats to 73 Democrat seats, and the tipping point is Trump plus 17. Look at that.
Yeah, so here's the issue, and he also makes a good point about Texas. Texas, the big problem with Texas, we could have a bigger Republican majority, but the problem is we have very strict county split rules.
Ignore them.
For instance, in Harris County, Dallas County, Tarrant County, Bexar County, every district within those counties have to be entirely within those counties. So no district in Harris County is allowed to extend over to a neighboring county.
No, okay, I want to be clear. I knew what the VRA impacted state legislative seats. I just didn't know it was this impactful. I never knew it was this big, the state legislature.
Southern states could gerrymander the fuck out of their state legislatures.
Yeah, like I knew this was a thing, but you could go from 96 to 107 and Trump plus 17. You essentially make Georgia like a safe Republican state down ballot.
And
again, that could help a lot. And again, for Texas, if you get rid of that county line rule, we can have an even bigger Republican majority. We can actually get shit done.
Yeah. Alabama redraw their state senate map because of this. That's right. I kind of forgot about that. I knew it was impactful, but this is fucking crazy how much you could change the map, just get rid of this one shitty law. That is unbelievable, but I don't know. But yeah, now all these states in the South, like...
Well, now you do know, my friend.
Do everything.
The more you know.
Mississippi, through the state legislator. Louisiana state legislator. Floor, everything. All these states. Make them where you cannot win a seat if you're a Democrat. Oh my gosh. Illinois can remove the Democrats' supermajority if they want to now. Well, I mean, I thought they already had supermajority. I don't know. But yeah, so the more you look at this, like, this is why Democrats are shitting the bed right now with redistricting, because they're already capped out.
They're about to lose a shit ton of power in the South, which is where the majority of the American population is coming from, native and non-native.
Yeah. They're about to lose everything in the South. Hell, even in some like Midwestern states, you might lose some seats in. That's the issue. Let's see. Daniel Cameron could have ran against Massie, wasted his political capital. Yeah, but Cameron was just, it's Daniel Cameron. I don't know. Georgia needs to redraw that one district that makes no sense being there. You talking about Georgia? Is that 8th? No. What's the southern one? The majority black seats. Which one is that? The one in southern Georgia.
Sanford Bishop's, right? It's the second district.
It's a second?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just redraw. Like, I don't get why they don't redraw that one. I don't know. As an Illinois,
it's really stupid, Kemp, with what Kemp is doing. Kemp is having them redraw for 28 right now when he could just call for a special session a week to a month after the midterms to have the most up-to-date voter trends.
Yeah, if you're going to do this, just do it right after the general. I don't get that strategy here. Yeah, so for those that don't know, Brian Kemp is calling a special session. They're going to redraw the map of Georgia. But again, if it's not going to go into effect till 2027, why not just wait till a week after the election? Just say, fuck it. We're going to redraw right away. Nobody can do anything about it. Why? Put Daniel Cameron on the Supreme Court. Absolutely not.
Fuck no. Fuck no.
Listen, we still don't even know he's going to be good in the Senate. Well, he's not going to be the Senate anyways, but I don't know. I really don't know.
DeSantis on Supreme Court.
What?
Cruz and DeSantis.
Yeah, DeSantis and Cruz. Get them on there. Because democracy.
Throw in the Homelander and the cruise missile.
The cruise missile. Yeah, okay, and by the way, I was looking more at the CNN article right here. This should tell you everything about the whole shit show. Several black Democrats in South Florida, they're talking about the new congressional seats, are urging Wasserman Schultz to steer clear of the majority-minority 20th district. The seat is now vacant following the resignation of Shalia McCormick. Representation and life experiences matter, said State Senator Roseanne Osgood, one of the black lawmakers expressing concerns. She said she has spoke with Wasserman Schultz about the issue. It's not a personal with Debbie. We respect her. We value Debbie. We want her in Congress, but we also want to have black representation in Congress. Are people sure they're not going to have issues? They're admitting this. They're literally saying, we don't want her because she's white. We don't want Schultz because she's white. We want, hell, isn't McCormick running again? I'm pretty sure she's running for Congress again, which is fucking hilarious. But so their whole strategy is say, oh, Schultz, we don't want you because you're white. How does this not violate like federal law by saying this?
It does violate federal law.
You would have to think so.
That's the fun part. It does.
Like, they're violating Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. They're violating what the Supreme Court said. They're clearly making a big deal about race. They're saying, we want black representation. Seriously?
Do this and I say this.
Okay, I know people are saying she's white. I know I think she's Jewish, but
who are we talking about?
Debbie Wasserman.
Yeah, there's a funny statement where this like state lawmaker in Florida, they're basically saying they don't want Wasserman Schultz running because she's white.
Yeah, it's anti-white discrimination. And
well, again, people are making a meme about it in chat.
Outside of people on our spheres, nobody gives a shit. Like, they don't distinguish between Jews and like non-Jewish white people.
I know, but this would be funny where they like violate federal law. Because like this is discrimination. You can't run for us because you're white. You gotta drop out. We need black representation. Meanwhile, you get stuck with McCormick again, who's probably one of those corrupt people in the House. So
again, we should be deciding representatives based on the content of their character, not their race.
Yeah, it's real. That's not illegal. It's racist, but not illegal. I mean, yeah, but like, if they bar her for the ballot because she's white for the Democrat side, I mean, that would be illegal, but we'll see, of course.
This is illegal,
yeah, I just find it funny this is actually a real thing. Oh my gosh. But that's the Democrat problem right there. They're obsessed over race. That's all they care about. They care about if the congressman's black or white. If it's a majority black seat, even though a good chunk of them represented by white congressmen, that doesn't matter. as long as this seat's black, it's black. It's represented by a black person. That's good.
Or as Rufus calls it, brack.
Oh gosh. They should run Andrew Gillum for that seat. Oh, isn't he in prison? I'm pretty sure Andrew Gillum's in prison, I think.
Didn't he like solicit a gay
Yes.
he
did.
There was a gay prostitute. No, he didn't solicit. He went with a gay prostitute and did a bunch of meth, right? That's the guy.
They were high on a bunch of drugs. And that was nearly the governor of Florida. And it only came up because Democrats lost. They threw a hissy fit. So they threw him under their bus. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Andrew Gillum, everybody. That's been a while since I heard that name. I'm pretty sure he's in prison. I'm pretty sure.
Imagine if he won 2018. Oh my god, that would be terrible.
We're talking about a different country at this point. If you won, he also did
DOA in 22. I'm gonna.
Yeah, but even
he
then,
would have definitely lost.
He would have lost, but like the thing is, DeSantis like basically solidified the rightward shift in Florida. He solidified
but still,
it.
Like, I still think Miami that Miami swing in 2020 wasn't because of DeSantis.
Oh,
I think that was
but...
the Cubans. And
we love the Cubans.
Who would have known that like several Democrats running for president calling themselves socialists wouldn't make Cubans
no, Luke, they love it. No, according to Barris, they love socialists. They love Cuba. They love the Cuban government.
Yeah, bro. So
Does
true.
Barris actually believe that?
He literally, he is going around and saying that Cuban voters hate Trump because he's pro-war with Cuba or something like that.
Bro, I knew a few when I was in college in Florida.
Pollsters ever.
When and I've been saying this for years, but when I was in college in like Florida, I knew a few Cubans and Venezuelans from Miami-Dade County, and they were all like, "Yeah, we hate Biden because he's like a socialist, and socialism's the worst thing ever." And yeah, they are patriots, and they were like, "Yeah, we want the government, we want Maduro and the remnants of the Castro regime gone." Like they were. I can guarantee you, I'm not in touch with any of those people anymore, but if I were to get back in touch with them somehow, they would all be like super happy. And I think they're more pro-Trump than ever.
I try to tell people this. It's like, guys, Cubans and Venezuelans have been waiting decades for somebody to fuck around with Venezuela and Cuba. They've been begging somebody to do something about it. And Trump's doing it right now. You may not like it, but this LARP, their anti-war and stuff, it's like, guys, they fucking love what they did in Venezuela. They fucking love it. Look at the polling in Central America. Like, everybody loved it. It was amazing. So
the most anti doing that country was Canada, followed by the US, and then every country in Latin America loved it. People believe, bro.
Yeah, people in Central America love it because they're sick of these shit.
Which has a hate boner for obvious reasons, 60% approves of it. Fucking Mexico. Fuentes land.
But guys, no, all Hispanics are the same. They're always shift leftward. That's what I'm trying to tell people. The Hispanic shift, yes, it's going to be isolated and real. It's going to happen in southern Texas a little bit, parts of like California. I'm not denying that, but Cubans and Venezuelans love Trump. They love him even more now than they ever did. They fucking love the guy. Yeah, they worship him. They're like, yeah, you got rid of that asshole Maduro. You can finally go back. Yeah. Do you guys think John Cornyn's Eternals have him down? He's done. It'll be close, but I think he's gonna lose.
I disagree. I don't think he's done. I think he's actually probably favored to win. I think based on some of the public polls, based on the fact that Cornyn overperformed in round one. I want Paxton to win, by the way, guys. Like I'm not pro Cornyn. I think those scandals were bullshit. But I still think as of right now, Cornyn is favored to win, just based on the fact he overperformed in round one. Polls right now are very close. Some polls have Cornyn ahead. Paxton could win. Also, Paxton's base is much more low propensity. Cornyn has a much higher propensity base. That's the thing. So we'll see. But it's going to be a close primary. You can't say he's done. Like, both of them are very much in this.
There's also a little something helping out Cornyn that I think only people in Texas know about. And it's called Linkletter.
What? The hell is that?
The worst fucking thing ever.
Okay, so Linkletter is a voter guide in Texas, and it's probably I think it is like the most common voter guide in the state. And
Correct.
they've endorsed they're wishy-washy with their endorsements. They've endorsed John Cornyn, but they've also endorsed Beau French and Mays Middleton. So it's kind of a mixture, but usually I think they have like a damn near perfect track record. And I think they had a perfect track record in the primaries in the last round.
Damn.
Yeah, if you want to know why Cornyn did so well in rural Texas, that's why. And that's why he's going to win a lot of those counties in the runoff. Paxton's strongest county, I think, was Williamson. I think it was some of those suburban, or what's the one where the Woodlands is? Like those areas, I think, were the most pro-Paxton areas.
Yeah.
All right. We are getting news out of Alberta, everybody. So apparently a court just threw out the referendum in
No,
Alberta.
that court ruling is not going to disable them from being able to be on.
I'm just saying that's what it's
People are
reported.
Posting it.
That's what people are reporting. I'm not saying that's what happened, but that's what people said. I believe Twitter all the time. Oh man. Let's see. Trump better back Paxton. I don't think he's going to. Again, he really can't. With the current Senate majority, would you really blame him? You try to explain it to people, it's like, no, he's backstabbing us. Stupid.
Also, you gotta realize that Cornyn, whatever you think of him, does have an impressive ad game with the Tucker stuff. He's utilizing a lot of those divisions.
Yeah, that would actually work. I think the thing with so my take on the runoff, I think Paxton will win, but it's going to be by like 4 points, at 5 points at most. It's going to be very close. I don't think Cornyn's done. I wouldn't be surprised if he won. A lot of people in Texas are saying Cornyn could win. I just think Paxton will win because Republican voters are kind of, especially the Trump base, they're kind of pissed at the establishment. And I mean, Cornyn is kind of really the embodiment of that. And on top of that, he's not even like particularly good on the issues. Like at least Cruz can say he's kind of like a conservative. I don't think Cornyn can really say that. And I know that he did better in the primary in the initial primary than people thought, but getting 42% as an incumbent senator is still kind of really bad. So I think he loses, but I think he puts off a respectable showing. But I still think Paxton barely takes it.
Go on.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, the elephant in the room, though, is Wesley Hunt. He is not endorsed either. And a lot of his supporters in these polls are breaking like 50-50, slightly towards Paxton, but not by an insane amount. So if you have, because again, we know Paxton's voters are more low propensity. If you have Paxton's voters turn out a little bit less than Cornyn's voters, and the Hunt voters say break 55-45 for Paxton, that probably wouldn't be enough for Paxton to get over the finish line. Because again, Hunt did not get involved. I don't know why. He just, I guess, doesn't care for either candidate. But
the one part of that you got wrong. I don't think Paxton's voters are lower propensity. Paxton's voters are in the suburbs. They're extremely high propensity voters.
You got to remember, though, in rural Texas, Republicans in rural Texas are not low propensity. It's not Rust Belt.
Well, I mean, fair enough, but these
guys are more a higher class form. That's kind of.
I know, I'm aware of that, but I'm saying that Paxton's like base is actually higher propensity than we think, and I think the people who are really enthusiastic for Paxton are going to be the most likely to turn out. And I think that's why he's going to win. I think Republican voters are sick of incumbents. Look at what happened to Crenshaw. Crenshaw is basically. He has a lot of similarities with Cornyn. He's got more, skeletons in his closet than Cornyn, but there's a lot of similarities between the two, and I think that's why Paxton barely wins. I don't see Cornyn winning.
We'll see. I hope you're right, but we'll have to see in 2 weeks.
BB for 2 primaries in Texas are open. Actually, yeah, that's what I thought. They're open primaries.
But again, if you vote in the Democratic primary in round 1, you can't vote.
Yeah, that's the way to stop that shit. But all right. Did we miss anything? I think we went through all the main stuff today. Oh, I guess before I forget, I forgot to mention the Thomas Massie stuff. There's a funny post. You guys want to see the betting markets right now with Thomas Massie?
Oh yeah, no, I saw.
Let me pull this up. So, yeah, Thomas Massie's crashing in the betting markets right now significantly, and this is from a couple hours ago. It's gotten significantly worse since then, especially with the Qantas poll. But well, I was always saying that Thomas Massie stuff was overpriced significantly, but look at that crash right there. Ed Goldrain's now the favorite. This was a couple hours ago. Now Massie's continuing to crash as we speak. Man, who would have thought that claiming he had like an 80% chance of winning was absurd?
I was unable to bet on Ed Goldrain, and because I can't start a Kalshi account, and I'm pissed. I would have made so much money. But if you did bet on Ed Goldrain, good for you. Enjoy
This
your
is
money.
fucking wild. This proves, guys, betting markets are shit. They're fucking dog shit. Don't fuck Robert Barnes pushing people on this, because he was the one saying, "Oh, bet on Massie. He's gonna win a landslide." How is that gonna go tomorrow night or next Tuesday? You better hope to God that he actually wins, because you're gonna cost a lot of people a bunch of money.
Well, not me, because I'm gonna bet on not on Kalshi, but on another app. I'm gonna spend some money on Goldrain. Free money, ladies and gentlemen. Free money.
Yeah.
I have not, and I will never gamble, even if I know it is a near guaranteed chance that I will.
Yeah,
win.
let's be clear. I don't really do the betting market stuff, so
I do.
I've seen 10 to 15,000 bets in Massie, which are insane. His cult are fucking retards. I saw that. There are people actually betting like $10,000 in Massie, and like his cult. I'm not even joking. So, Prince Rider for 5. I told you yesterday the Eternals had him down double digits. Quant's more pro Massie than the Eternals, but all points of Massie losing bad. I think the crash should burn the next week. What's he have going for him right now? Does he have a single thing going his way? Anything?
No.
Massie's bases resist liberals and principled conservatives. It's not even principled conservatives, it's just schizos. It's literally just schizophrenics that believe that Kirk got killed by the Egyptians. So it's wild. And they aren't even rich people. They're just insane cultists better than savings. It's sad. That's why I'm saying these betting markets gotta be regulated, especially political ones. Okay, who's driving? But yeah, I do think overall Thomas Massie, he's done. Could he still win? I guess, but the more you look at the race, even the betting market, which is inflated by his people, it's going against him now. So I think it's kind of over, but we shall see next Tuesday. Is that everything? Do we miss anything or no?
No, I don't think so. I
Yeah.
think we cover everything.
Yeah.
Just fine.
Kind of a quicker stream. We talk about the redistricting stuff because it's funny. Yeah. As pollsters go, Atlas polling lost credibility when they hired Ann Seltzer. Ann Seltzer. Did they actually hire Ann Seltzer? That's a parody, right?
No.
Yeah. American Nerd for 2. Did y'all see Rubio in Maduro's tracksuit? I saw that. I laughed when I saw it. Yeah, he was in Maduro's tracksuit. Yeah, it was funny. Let's see. You missed out on. Wait, what happened to Utah? What? I'm not seeing anything out of Utah. Ben Ballway for 2. China news. I've not heard anything about China right now. Like, I know Trump's in China right now, but I've heard nothing on that front. Gonzalez did a lot better in his primary than expected. Well, okay, that's a little bit different when you have 10 people running. He still got, what, 40% of the vote? Did he take second still?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, he did better than expected, but that's not really saying much. All right. And that's kind of it. We went over the main news tonight. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today.